Given the green light by the War Cabinet for the ground invasion of Gaza, the spotlight is on the Merkava tanks. However, there's another less celebrated hero doing a significant chunk of the heavy lifting. Are you familiar with the Israeli Armored Bulldozer D9? Ever since the era of mechanization, bulldozers have played a crucial role in warfare. In the context of World War II, the Caterpillar D7, produced in the US from 1940 to 1944, emerged as a widespread force with over 10,000 units utilized across European theaters. Despite not getting as much celebration, there are iconic photos capturing the D7 in action. Caterpillar, specializing in heavy construction and mining vehicles, rolled out the first prototypes of its new bulldozer, the D9, in 1954. The model, initially equipped with a 286 horsepower engine, boasted such a robust design that it became one of the most reliable and widespread platforms worldwide.
Why am I so enthused? Well, I'll tell you. It's that D9. Man, what a tractor. Believe me, the D9 can get the really big jobs done faster, better, and cheaper than ever before.
In 1977, Caterpillar introduced a significant external change to its bulldozer, the elevated sprocket design. This innovation not only reduces wear and shock load throughout the system but also enhances traction. This modification granted the D9 the pulling capacity to move up to 71 tons. The model offers 3 distinct peacekeeping configurations and can also be equipped with a rear ripper, a common sight on construction sites worldwide. Israel swiftly acquired its first units for use in its own construction industry in 1955. The following year, in 1956, during the Sinai War, these bulldozers made their military debut, aiding Israeli troops in overcoming various obstacles and blockades. Israel also employed civilian versions without armor in the Six-Day War in 1967, the Yom Kippur War in 1973, and the invasion of Lebanon in 1982. During the Yom Kippur War, the bulldozers played a crucial role in clearing passages, removing minefields, and even pulling various bridges. They were instrumental in crossing the Suez Canal and dismantling many sand barriers erected by the Egyptians. Notably, one of these D9 bulldozers was the first motorized vehicle to reach the summit of Mount Hermon, the highest point in the Golan Heights, which was occupied by Israel and reinforced to prevent its use by the Syrians in that conflict. In Operation Peace for Galilee in 1982, the invasion of Lebanon, the use of bulldozers became even more intense, essentially turning the D9 bulldozer into a frontline piece of equipment. This made their operators prime targets for enemy forces. Responding to this, the Israeli command ordered an armor kit for the bulldozer, providing protection for the cabin, tank, and hydraulic systems. A heavily reinforced blade was also added to the front, increasing the bulldozer's weight by about 15 tons. The first armored version of the D9L bulldozer was introduced in 1986 and is crewed by a commander and an operator, shielded by steel armor in a cabin with bulletproof glass. Typically, operators of this machine are reservists or veterans of the Israel Defense Forces with experience in construction. A 2-month training is required to become an operator of these armored bulldozers. In the 1990s, Israel imported the Caterpillar D9N model, becoming the platform for the second generation of Israeli armor. This addition included belly protection to guard against mines and other improvised explosive devices. The vehicle became indispensable for Israeli operations, earning affection from Israeli soldiers who nicknamed it Dove, which means teddy bear in Hebrew. It was in the year 2000, with the onset of the Second Intifada, that the D9 showcased its capabilities during conflicts with Palestinians in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. The D9 proved resistant to automatic weapons fire, such as rifles and machine guns, as well as against rocket-propelled grenades and landmines. The bulldozers were extensively used to demolish shelters and tunnels, as well as to clear the way for Israeli troops. During this time, a particular use of the D9 by Israel was to destroy the homes of families of suicide bombers identified by Israeli intelligence. This practice was seen as a retaliation against this type of attack. Urban warfare also created another frequent use for armored bulldozers. Faced with the challenge of advancing through densely populated areas where armed militants hid inside houses, the Israeli army implemented a tactic called Nohel sur Lakets, or pressure cooker procedure. This involved identifying a suspicious house likely to contain militants and driving the bulldozer over it. Typically, militants would evacuate before being crushed by the machine, either captured or killed by the Israelis. The D9 bulldozers gained global attention on March 16, 2003, when a 23-year-old American named Rachel Corrie, a pro-Palestinian activist, was protesting near the front lines alongside a group of bulldozers demolishing Palestinian buildings in Gaza. Accounts of the incident vary, with some asserting that the bulldozer intentionally ran over Rachel and others claiming that the bulldozer operator simply didn't see her and accidentally crushed her under its tons of steel. In 2005, Israel introduced its third generation of armor, incorporating a cage-type armor to the cabin for additional protection against rocket-propelled grenades. Additionally, a mounted mag machine gun on top of the cabin and grenade launchers turned the D9 into an offensive firing platform for situations where the crew's life would be at great risk, indicating a high level of enemy resistance. Israel also developed a remotely controlled version of the armored bulldozer called the Thunder of Aurora. This version features a series of cameras transmitting images to an operator positioned tens of kilometers in the rear. The machine is highly protected but not completely invulnerable. In July 2014, during Operation Protective Edge or the Gaza War of 2014, one of the D9 bulldozers was attacked by an anti-tank missile, resulting in the death of the operator and injury to the machine commander. This incident led the Israel Defense Forces to introduce, in 2019, the fourth generation of armor, this time for the newer D9R and D9T models. These include an Iron Fist active protection system, also used in Merkava tanks, safeguarding the vehicle against anti-tank missiles. Plans for the future involve installing directed energy weapons, i.e., laser weapons, on the armored D9 bulldozers. The transformation of the D9, from its initial role to the latest versions with cutting-edge technologies, reflects Israel's ability to incorporate innovations to meet increasingly complex challenges. In the current 2023 war between Israel and Hamas, armored bulldozers are clearing the way in the buffer zone between Israel and the Gaza Strip for the Merkava tanks and infantry fighting vehicles initiating the ground invasion of the area. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.